Hey, what's up, students, parents, teachers, anybody who's interested in supporting kids with executive function challenges? My name's Seth Perler, SethPerler.com, executivefunctionsummit.com. Students, to make life easier, what I do is I help students make life easier. And this I'm going to chat about in a second, but this will help make life easier. Okay. So when we have good enough executive function, when our brain is working optimally in terms of our prefrontal cortex, this front part of our brain that helps us with this crazy thing called executive function, which you don't need to know everything about right now. What happens when we have better systems and better skills for executive function? That executive function helps make life easier, helps make school easier, assignments easier, helps waste less time, and helps waste less energy, which means that you have more free time, more freedom, more choices in life, more fun. So, executive function equals easier life equals more freedom and more fun. So, I wanted to start with that because what I'm going to do today is I'm going to talk to you a little bit about this, which is this is uh, as I'm working with students, one of the things I do is I teach them to ask five main types of questions every night when they're doing homework. So, any day that you're doing homework, there are five categories of questions. If you ask them, and you'll start asking them really easily and intuitively in time, but if you learn to ask these questions and get in the habit of it, it will make life easier. So, essentially, what I do is I have different versions of this document that I share with students. I'm just going to break down one particular question on this today, though. One particular one that is amazing that will help your life. And essentially, what we do is this says, these are the five questions. And on the guide, as I said before, you use the guide with all the different questions to make sure you're building the habit of asking the right questions when you're planning your night so that you can save tons of time and energy, have more free time. So there's one of these five questions, one category that is really interesting, that is really easy, that is really powerful for your brain. Our brains are not always honest with us. We have to learn to work with our brain to see when our brain is being accurate and truthful and telling us the whole story. So this question really helps. So as you go through the other four types of questions, or as you learn to ask your own questions about what do I have to do tonight? The worst thing you can do is come home after school and think about your homework and think, oh my gosh, I have a million things to do, and just like leave it in your head spinning around trying to figure it out and leaving chaotic and random and not have any approach to it and not have any structure around it. That's what I used to do. That's part of why I almost failed out of high school. I did fail out of college. I almost failed out of a second college, but I dropped out. That is why I struggled with school so much, because I really was very unrealistic about what I was capable of doing. I didn't want to take notes, didn't want to use a planner, and this and that. I didn't know how to plan, and I didn't know to ask these types of questions. So, what is this question? What you do is you ask yourself all the questions about what do I have to do tonight? How can I plan my night out? How can I make a great plan so tonight I don't waste time? I can get done with my homework. I can learn some cool stuff, get it done easily, move on with my evening, and be free. So, what is the question? After you ask all the questions, the very last question I want my students to ask is this: what am I forgetting? Sounds so simple, but it's amazing for the brain. So if you think about, oh, I have math, I have science, I don't have anything else. Yeah, I don't have to remember to bring anything from extracurriculars. Okay, I'm good. Ask yourself, what am I forgetting? There is something about that question that when I ask students this, and I've done this for many years, literally, like I've asked so many students this question after we go through trying to figure out what they have to do for homework that night. They ask that question. I ask, what are you forgetting? And when you really think about it, it is amazing how something will come up. Oh, I have to bring that permission slip in tomorrow. Oh, I have to remember my charging cable. Oh, I have a test in 2 days. I better study a little bit tonight for it and tomorrow night. So it's just amazing what happens to the brain when we ask, what am I forgetting? Again, my name is Seth Perler, SethPerler.com. Take care. Be well. I want to wish you peace of mind, joy, and connection with the people you care about. Take care, everybody.